Hey there, everybody. Just finishing up a few things here real quick. Uh, let's see. Looks like we got one person on Rumble. Nobody on YouTube yet. Let's see real quick here. But I managed to get a like already. That's nice on YouTube. Let's see. It says excellent connection. I do have one other thing I'm going to add in real quick from my phone. Be just a second here because I forgot to do this before the stream, though I did manage to get a bunch of other stuff done. I went ahead and cleaned up a little around the studio here. As you might notice, you can no longer, well, can't see it with this angle, but I had a little collection of covers for the skeins of DMC floss, but they're cleaned up now and feeling a lot better about that. Got a good night's sleep last night too. Theoretically, I slept for 9 hours, but according to my watch, I was only actually asleep about a little under 8 of that. So, and almost there. Picture I'm going to post later. Give me a second here. Okay. Alrighty. And then I'll get that ready to stage a little bit later when we have a few more people on. But I see we do have, we did have somebody on YouTube for a second, but they dropped back off apparently. And let's see. There's probably the best spot to add it in. As you can see, the current 3D print is almost done. I will probably have to run out while we're braiding and load up the next one. That shouldn't take too long. I'll actually put on hold music while I do that. But I figured that would be since you guys have seen the beginning so often, I figured showing you the end would be nice. Let's see. How's that going to show up there? It should be okay. That'll be okay. Alrighty. Let me get back to the right spot. And I think we're ready to start braiding now. Alrighty. And I think I've lined up the next person to do a custom braid for after Rob. I do have Robert Barnes on the list, but I think I'm going to have to spend some time watching his stuff a bit more to kind of get a better idea of what design I should come up with for his particular braid. But so immediately after Rob's braid is done, I think I'm going to do one for Danny On from Danny On Direct. But that's probably going to be like somewhere around 6 months or so before I am able to start on hers, just because braids take a little while to do. Though I am working on speeding things up. And 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. But something does not look right there. Yeah, I think I'm going to back braid just a little bit because I'm not sure what I did wrong there, but the pattern is not looking right. That purple should not be there, or there should be a white instead. So let me back up let's see, 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. And this one will go back from top to top. All right, so that matches there. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3. All right, so Okay, that is what I did wrong. I put that one up on the top. Let me just back this one up just to make sure that I got it right. That was weird. 1, 2, 3, 4, under 3, over 4 on the top. Yep, I braided that one wrong. Well, at least I caught it early at the beginning. And I'm pretty sure what I did was yeah, I did the second half of the first move on the back side. All right, so this should look better. 1, 2, 3, 4, under 3 on the bottom, over 4 on the top. There. And 1, 2, 3 and a half, over 4, under 3. Nope, I need to go back a bit more because that doesn't match on the back end there. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, under 3, over 4. This one will go back through to here. All right, so I got 5 here, 5 there. Okay. Okay, that's it. All right, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, under 3, over 4. Pass this one here to the bottom. And 1, 2, 3 and a half, over 4, under 3. This one goes to the top. All right. Colors match there. I got 2 purple on the back end here, and I have 5 white on the back end here. And at the front, I'm purple and white, and I got 4 purple here. All right, I'm good to go there. Okay. Well, at least nobody was watching this live. Or at least nobody on YouTube. I think we got 1 person on Rumble. See if I can't do this without screwing it up again. And 1, 2 and a half, over 4, under 3. One of the quote-unquote fun projects I got to do after streaming today is clean out the poison ivy that is growing by my garage door. I am, despite having had hay fever and seasonal allergies for a long time growing up, and just recently started getting allergy shots for that about 4 years ago. When I'm 54, 4 years ago was recently, especially in context of lifetime allergies. I apparently, am lucky enough that I have not developed a sensitized allergy to poison ivy. There have been times where I've been told that I have definitely walked through it and never had a reaction, so I consider myself fortunate for that I've never had the sensitizing reaction yet. But my wife, who for most of her life was not one of the people that were allergic to poison ivy, about 8, 9 years ago, suddenly was, and she's had a couple of bad reactions. So it's now my job to clean up any poison ivy and try and do it in a way that does not have her. Well, at least that was a different one. In a way that hopefully does not secondarily contaminate anything she touches. So I got a nice box of nitrile gloves that should arrive today. And when they do, I will go ahead and pull that out and hopefully minimize the chances of making my wife very unhappy and uncomfortable. Okay, so I did the bottom. This is a do the top. Yep, there we go. And that looks right. All right, one more and we'll do a coma slide. And 1 and 2 and 3, under 3, over 4. Looks like I can hear the neighbors. Hopefully you can't. And 1 and 2.5, over 4, under 3. But it's a nice day out. It's early morning. It was relatively cool yesterday, so I don't have to have the fan running up here, which is a nice change from the last few days. And I think I figured out what and how I'm getting for air conditioning in the garage, which also will be a heating option, which will be very nice for me because currently the only heating I've got out there is either a wood stove or a, propane space heater. And the propane space heater is very expensive to run. It's like close to $100 of propane for about like 8 or 10 hours of heat in the garage, and it's not very good heat. So what I was thinking is that even though it's a heat pump and it's going to raise the electric bill somewhat, it'll probably be less overall, keeping the garage warm enough that it doesn't like frost, I don't get condensation on everything overnight and whatnot, that it'll be better for my equipment out there. All right, time for a coma slide. Okay, and 1 and 2 and 3. So when I go to Penzik this year, I will not be taking a Takadai to braid on, though if I get one done before then, I'd probably take one to see if I can sell. But given how the space I have available where I'm going to be most of the time, I can braid on a marudai without too much issue, but I think a Takadai is just going to be too big because it's a small trailer and there's going to be usually at least 2 of us, sometimes up to 4, and a bunch of supplies, since that's my job out there is quartermaster for the event staff. So we go, some of us go into town and shop, some of us stay, supplies arrive, and until they get distributed, I'm there with them. And it can be a fair amount of them. So, but the plan for this year's Penzik is, yes, I will be streaming. I will be streaming marudai braiding, though I may have to do it at a lower streaming quality just because of the bandwidth there, because I'll be doing it over my cell phone. But it should be good enough to see what's going on, because there aren't as many strands to look at. Trying to think what else there was. looks like we have, yay, we got somebody live, woo, on YouTube. Welcome, welcome. Just getting started here. Had one mistake already. Got that fixed, seeming to be going okay now. And I'm gonna do probably a 2 to 3 hour push to see if I can't get this really close to being done. And oops, let's see, there we go. Might have another streaming session this evening, and I think I might have an impromptu programming stream on my desktop downstairs, where I'm going to be doing the design on Rob's braid, so it'll be ready to go since this one is almost done. Let me see. The print that's running is almost done as well. And I will probably have to do a quick little jaunt out there when it is done so I can get the next one started. Which shouldn't take that long, though I am going to need to change the spool because I got one that's the same color that's almost done, and I didn't want to start it on that little bit last night before going to bed because it would stop after an hour or two and I'd lose most of the overnight production time. But if I switch to the almost done spool for the next one, it'll run an hour or two, and then I can switch it back to the fresh one when it'll only be down for a few minutes, and then finish off that next print. So I'm thinking it's only like another day or two of printing before that project will be have all of its prints done, and I can start assembling it. There we go. I seem to be doing a pretty decent pace this morning. Hey, Tony P. Welcome, welcome. Sorry. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad you could stop in, take a look. Feel free to catch it on the replay if you'd like, but thank you for stopping by. I appreciate the commentary. It lets me know I'm not just braiding into the void. And 1 and 2 and 3, under 3, over 4. But I got about 6 weeks or so until I am at my summer job / vacation for 3 weeks. So I got a bunch of stuff I got to get done before then. So including hopefully making a Takadai or 2. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, under 3, over 4. So I've figured out that I'm gonna do the braid after Rob's as for Danny on direct. I'm also going to do one for Robert Barnes that I told him that I was going to do, but I think I'm going to push his back because I want to get a chance to watch his content with an eye for the types of things I think he would like in his braid, because he seems to be busy enough that I don't think I'm going to be able to do my usual back and forth of design discussion that I've been doing with people. But given that he is very busy, that doesn't surprise me. And he's busy also in the doing cases thing as opposed to the streaming thing, which is a little easier because they do a lot of streaming. I can, do some of the design as super chats or stuff that is seen as work related for them. But I think Robert tends to be more of a he likes to do the legal work and then talk about it afterwards, but not so much as a doing it focused as a streaming thing. It's more his streaming is a adjunct to his legal work, as opposed to his legal work is an adjunct to his streaming. If you followed that, you're probably better than I, because I'm not sure I followed it and I said it. Anyway. but I'm also trying not to make mistakes as I do this, which unfortunately, even for as long as I've been doing it, is still somewhat easy to do. But at least on a braid like this, when I do make the mistakes, I can usually spot them almost right away and get them back on track without making the mistake and then realizing that I've got an hour or two's worth of work back braiding to get to the mistake and fix it. And I think I put it in the description, but this braid is going to go to Emily D. Baker, whose theme is color scheme for her channel and stuff is purple. And there's a fair amount of purple in this braid, so I thought she would appreciate that. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2 and a half over 4 under 3. And if anybody needs me to go over the pattern, how I do the pattern here, so they can learn it, all you have to do is ask, and I will stop sharing the printing so you can see all of what I'm doing, and I'll walk through it slowly for a couple of times so you can get something you can hopefully clip out and save for the future. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. Thank you very much, Tony. I appreciate that. 1 and 2 and a half over 4 under 3. I keep mentioning things like that because after doing this for as long as I have been, I'm not sure who is watching, who's just starting out and who isn't, and occasionally people need like a little slower and with more description, so I toss that out every so often just to make sure that if somebody needs it, they can get it. But I appreciate the response. Lets me know where I'm at. And so now that I've got the, since you said you were going to head out fairly quick, let me quickly switch over to, that's weird. I wound up, apparently Facebook has realized that I am streaming and has offered me a chance to live stream when all I wanted to do was have a picture available. Okay, so let's see if I can do this. All right, there we go. That is, maybe bring that up a bit more. That is the warping frame I am going to be doing. It's going to have, let me see if I can get the mouse there without messing up. Yeah, so around here I'm going to have a spool rack where I'm going to put spools of thread on, and I'll clip some 1-inch binder clips or 1.5-inch binder clips along here so I can thread them up through individually, and then a single larger binder clip on the top where I can gather them together and pull them through so I can warp up tama essentially wanted to, without having to like walk the switch back. All right, there we go, back to normal. So I can walk them back and forth. I mean, I don't have to walk the spool by hand back and forth around 2 pegs until I've got 12 strands together. This should also allow me to hopefully get much more even tension to where I'm not having to try and pull all the threads even, where I got like big loose loops, or one of the strands is loose and hangs and the rest are snug. and that's a pain to try and fix as I go along. All right, so let's see where I am. Start back up here. 1 and 2 and 3, under 3, over 4. And there we go. And 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. There we go. All right. Well, it does look like that the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. I forgot what I was going to say there. Oh, I was saying that it looks like at least once I pass the leader knot, they seem to be staying up and not unrolling on their own, which is a good sign compared to the last braid where they kept coming untied, which was frustrating. There we go. But looks like we're making good progress today. Let's try and not make loud burps on camera. I'm working on losing weight, so that's why I have the carbonated, flavored but not sweetened in any way seltzer, which I actually really enjoy. I just like what I drink to be a little fizzy. And since I'm trying to lose weight, I'm trying to avoid sugared and artificially sweetened sodas, because while I'm not 100% sure on the science, there seems to be a prevailing opinion that drinking diet soda doesn't really help you lose weight. And while I need the caffeine, I do have caffeine pills I can take instead, and the seltzer satisfies the craving for bubbles, so trying to get off soda that way. I'm about 80% there. I still want the occasional soda, and the occasional soda is fine as long as I'm not like drinking it every day. Under 3 and over 4. But yeah, I want to get down about at least 60 to 80 pounds over the next year. I'm starting to have some health issues related to that, and I want to be around a long time to enjoy my life, enjoy spending time with my wife, and be happy and active type thing. So that's one of my major focuses. Whoops, sorry, not keeping up with the chat. Yep, I definitely agree with you there. It just doesn't really have to have the other stuff. I just want it to have a little bit of activity in my mouth, which I realize can probably be clipped out and will be horrible later, but I'm talking about carbonation. I don't seem to really have a problem with the artificial sweeteners, but I switched to them, the diet sodas a couple of years ago because I was losing weight, and I noticed how much in the way of calories I was consuming with soda. So I figured even if it wasn't helping me losing weight, switching would keep me from gaining more. One of the things I've been enjoying since I started the CPAP, which, while it doesn't help me feel more rested, it does seem to have almost completely eliminated my migraines, which is making me very, very happy. I've had like only 4 since February. I'm pretty sure that one of those was a reaction to a energy shot that I was having for quote-unquote the caffeine, but they had some other stuff in it. And I won't be having that option anymore in anything I drink. because that was not fun. Okay. Yep, there we go. Good morning, Jen. Nice to see you on. Welcome to the stream. Give me a couple minutes. Tony's going to be heading out in a few, like about 15 minutes or so, or maybe less, because I may not be keeping that close a track on the time. But after he's gone, I'll go back through the stuff I went over with him as far as sharing stuff and some updates. So, all right. Yeah, okay. Well, at least it was the one I was picking up this time. Makes it a little easier to do this. But yeah, it looks like once I get this reset after it jumps over the knot here, doesn't seem to be doing it again, so that's a good sign. There we go. So I might have them drop each one, but it should only happen once. So compared to the last braid where they were coming untied, which was frustrating. Hey, we're up to 4 people now. Looks like people are waking up enough. I know I'm a bit early on East Coast time, so it's probably pretty early for the West Coasters that are joining. Though if we get anybody from the Pacific Rim, it's going to be fairly late for them. I think it's like 10 or 11 o'clock at night in Japan right now. Or if we get anybody in from Australia. Okay, I think that's right. Yeah. Yep, I have done my work. My previous employer had a Biggest Loser that I won twice in a row, and then promised I wouldn't run again because while I could lose the weight, I would rebound, and I didn't want to do the up and down, because I know that has additional health effects above and beyond having a higher weight. So what I did after that is I worked on having a consistently healthy, reasonable calorie diet that I would do and just try and keep the exercise level up to yep, okay. 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. And that was working. I was gradually losing weight. I got down like about 35 pounds off my high, but I've kind of gained back up about 15. And a lot of that or a good chunk of that I'm sure is due to some of these health issues that I've been dealing with, being sleepy all the time and whatnot. So I'm working on those. So making progress. It's just gradual, but gradual progress is better than no progress. So 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. But yeah, I'm gonna probably stream, like I said, about 3 hours this morning. I'm thinking I will probably have a programming stream for working on Rob's braid, but I'm probably not going to like post it in the usual spots. So if you get a YouTube announcement or the like, that will probably be the only notice I do for that, because it's not going to be my usual braiding stream. And we'll just see, for people that are interested, just to let them know. Plus, it's kind of weird, but it actually takes a lot of mental energy to post all the links that I do for these streams. Let's see. There we go. I think I got that one successfully passed without doing a drop. That'll be nice. I'm trying to come up with ways that I can still, get the general announcement out when I'm going to do a stream where it doesn't feel like it's a big chore each time. So, I mean, for the Facebook stuff, I'd like to be able to just do like, one post and update it. But the way the Facebook algorithms work is when you do stuff like that, a lot of people will see the first one and then never see it again, even though new stuff gets added to it. So, and I know also that, so let's see. Yep, okay, there we go. I know a lot of Facebook suppression in their algorithm comes if you put a link in your initial post, but not so much in your the first follow-up. But I have been lately just leaving it in the main message just because it's been a lot of, like I said, a lot of mental effort, and I'd rather have it up than just not have the energy to have it up. So, sorry if I'm rambling a lot on that. There we go. All right, so, and whoops, I have done a mistake somewhere. Alrighty. So 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. Let's take this one back here. Oops. Yeah. Okay. All right. 4 and 4. Okay. Looks like I did these out of order somewhere. Okay, so let's see if I can't. Let's see. Okay, back does not look messed up. All right. So, and 1, 2.5. All right, let's see. Try 3 under 3 over 4. All right, so that's, I don't know what I did here. I guess I'm talking too much, or not talking my braid counting. Okay. So apologies for the little bit of silence here. I'm just trying to figure out where one needs to go. All right. And looks like I'll have to re-roll that as well. Shouldn't be a big deal. I think I need to do it right now, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to get this all the way back out. It'll be a little too confusing for me. Yeah, Tony, definitely understand that. I just started ProVigil back around the end of April. Still trying to kind of tweak that to where it lets me stay awake enough to where I can do the things that I like to do during the day and still get a good night's sleep. Working kind of on all that. All right. Yeah, I did something weird here. Let's see if if I can't. Okay, get this one through. I'm pretty sure this was a bottom one. All right, and let's get this one through here. I'm also pretty sure that in discussion with my sister, who just recently got a attention deficit diagnosis, that she's hopefully getting her treatment for that is started, and it's helping her. I'm pretty sure that that might be an issue I have, so I'm going to be talking to my neurologist about that, see if that can't also be something I can work on. Okay, so purple and 3 white, 3 purple and white, purple and 3 white. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I did one extra on this somewhere along the way. So 1 and 2 and 3 and a half, or 4 under 3 over 4. That was why it was confusing. Okay, didn't get that exactly right on the back end, but let's get that. And that. Okay. All right. So, oops. That one jumped over there. All right. So 2 white and a purple and white on the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 white, and purple. Okay, so we're 4 here, 4 here, 4 here, 4 here. All right, we should be back on track here. Yeah, I definitely understand that. That's why I'm also trying to get more exercise so I can do the physical stuff too. Since I started the Pro Vigil, I'm now able to kind of feel the difference between being sleepy and being physically tired. And while most of the time I'm able to, the Pro Vigil helps with the not being sleepy, I also need to work on the physically tired part, which is why I am trying to make sure I get more sleep at night. Oh, that's right. I re-rolled that one, so that's why that one's longer than usual. 1, 2 and a half over 4 under 3. So in addition to trying to make sure I get enough sleep at night, I'm also trying to get back to exercising regularly again, which will hopefully allow me to have the physical energy reserves to do the stuff I'd like to do. That's one of the nice things about doing the braiding here, is it doesn't require a lot of physical energy. I need a little level of stamina so that I've got the mental alertness to do it. And it does take a little bit of physicality to keep this up, but I have done this long enough and doing it regularly enough that at least I've got the type of physical stamina needed to keep this going. So that's good for me. All right, so the pattern looks uniform there and right and there. Okay, I think I've worked my way completely through the mistake. All right, Tony, you have a good day. Let's see. Hope to see you on again if we do stream again. And you have a wonderful day. All right, so, and 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. I'm going to try and keep my verbal counting up at least until I've got a good rhythm going and I'm not jumping around the wrong way. So 4 under 3 over 4. Alrighty. There we go. And 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. There we go. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. All right. This one's about hit the lead or not. Let's see if I can't readjust this so it doesn't fall to the floor and potentially wake up my roommate, which would be a bit on the rude side, which I try not to do. And it does it on the other side. Alrighty. Getting this wrapped up. And I don't think I mentioned it while you were on the stream yet, Jen, but the next braid I'm going to be doing after Rob's is going to be for Danny on Danny of Danny on Direct. 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. Okay, that looks like that's the right one, and I haven't gone out of sequence. Yep, there we go. I've also previously committed for one for Robert Barnes, but I think I'm going to have to watch his content a lot more to come up with what he is, something I think he'd like without doing my usual back and forth, because the way he streams and whatnot, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that type of thing. So I want to at least get something close to what he would like before doing that. But in the meantime, I bumped Danny right after Rob. It's something that she seems to be enthusiastically happy for, and I don't think I'll have any issue working out the design with her. So, all right, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1/2 over 4 under 3. Yep, okay, just making sure I'm on the right one here. After the coma slide, I'll show you what I was working on yesterday, where I didn't stream. I also had a group I'm in having their annual business meeting that was held over Zoom, which took up way too much of my day. And 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. Now, I just didn't think I'd be able to stream as well. At least that one wasn't overly noisy. Admittedly, while I get more usable braid out of doing it this way, I do admit I miss where I just used to tie them directly onto the tama, where they wouldn't do this as much of this drop down, though they would do it occasionally. Okay, so 4 and... Okay, so I've completed this side, and time for this side. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. All right, when we get close, let's see if I can just do it real quick here and not have to worry about it dropping to the floor. go. And 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. There we go. And it is time for a coma slide. And I'll go ahead and post the pic of what I was working on yesterday. Well, I'll bring it up on stream. The picture is already posted. Okay. Let's go to the right tab. Share this instead. And let's bring it up. Okay, this is, there we go. This is the warping frame for warping up the tama for Rob's braid. Here at the bottom, I know it kind of doesn't show up that well with the mouse, but that is going to be where the spool rack I got goes. It'll sit down there. I'll have the thread on spools. Along this row cross piece here, I'll have a bunch of binder clips where I can feed up one thread through each of the binder clips handle loops, and then one larger binder clip on the top here, and where I can gather all of them up, and I'll have a common feeder point. And I'll do the same thing on the other side with binder clips and the spools for the other color, so I can just keep going through. And I'm hoping that'll cut my warping time way down for setting up the braid and make it to where I don't have to do all the super glue and stuff like that. So I'm really hopeful that that'll work out well. All right, let me switch this back to the current print and get this back to where you can actually see me braiding at a decent resolution. So that was my project I was working on while I was on the Zoom meeting, where it was basically a one-way, so I didn't have to, like, comment or anything like that. Ooh, and it looks like the print is just about done. When it does get done, I am going to pause here and run out to the garage and change the print to the next one. And let's see, okay, I'm good to go there. Let me switch to where I can actually see the stream stats, because I'm addicted to watching those things. Alrighty. Throat was getting a little dry. All right, so 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. All right. It's always fun when you undo the lark's head knot the wrong direction. If you're not careful, you can wind up with a knot that way, but not one that you want. All right. Let's see if we can avoid more floor dropping tamas that wake up roommates. And 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. Yep. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. Jen, if you haven't caught it already, if you get a chance to, let's see, alrighty. That one looks like it got a bit confused, which is probably why it wasn't unrolling that easily. If you get a, that was what was going on there. If you get a chance to catch Danny's stream shortly after Ian rated his Friday night Frenzy fill-in stream to Danny. That's when I super chatted Danny to ask if she would like a braid, and she was asking what it, kind of what it was and whatnot, and do I want one? And Ian's response was very nice and very gratifying when he said, "Yes, you do." So that made me happy. And that was not the right move. All right. Yeah, I was just redoing that one. Okay, 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. There we go. That's the move I want to make. So anyway, just something that made me really happy. And did I not do the take up reel? Let's do that. There we go. All right, everything's looking the way it should. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. All right, this one's ready for unroll. Let's get past the leader. Not, there we go. That'll hopefully keep that one from being a pain. And 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. And there we go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 or 4. And 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. There we go. Well, we've been at about an hour, and I'm going strong, not feeling tired at all. So that's a good sign. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. And I think I figured out how I'm going to set up the air conditioning in the shop so that I can have a place that I can stay cool the rest of the summer, work on projects, and be happy doing things. Gonna wind up taking out the two. Let's see. Yep. Okay. 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. Yep. Okay. So I've got a oil can conversion, or not oil can, but 55-gallon drum, metal drum conversion kit for a wood stove that I've had in the garage. It hasn't worked too well because don't really have a lot of wood in my area. Don't want to spend a ton for it. So that hasn't really worked to keep my shop warm in the winters. This last year, especially since I've been trying to work out there over the winter, and it hasn't really been all that effective, I've been using a propane space heater with a 100-pound propane tank, which makes it usable. I mean, it's not great. I'm still fairly cold out there, but at least, it's not like super, super freezing. So that's been workable, but expensive because I turn it on when I get out there. It takes a little while to warm up. I don't want to leave it on a long time because it goes through the propane really fast. I can get couple, maybe a month or two's worth of shop time at taking in small chunks out there with it, but it's like $150 or so for a propane fill, and I get maybe 15 hours out of it. So what I'm going to get is a mini split, which is a air conditioner / heat pump, which should be able to provide heat in the winter at hopefully less expense than the propane was for the unit. Mini splits are supposed to be fairly efficient and also provide the AC in the summer when I need it. 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. So found a unit that's I can order that's sized appropriately for the square footage I've got, though it's a little over what I need, but it's also kind of a drafty garage in that it's cinder block walls and there's cracks in them. The garage is like 70 years old at this point, and there's been some settling, so having a little extra capacity is probably a good thing. And I figure what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and just take out the wood burning stove, and then the chimney hole through the wall, I can use that to run the wires and coolant lines through the wall there, and just kind of get like a insulation, foam insulation plug, cut out the spots I need, and kind of seal it up so that I don't have to do a lot of drilling through the wall. I'll probably wind up doing some drilling for anchors so that the outside compressor portion of the unit is able to, yep, I'm just making sure I'm doing the right one. Okay, 4 there, 2 and 2. All right. Yeah, I don't want to screw this up again. All right, let's take a look at the back side. Yep, that still looks good, so I'm doing well. All right. So anyway, that's kind of my goal for getting the shop in a year-round usable condition and providing me respite from the heat, because we have no AC in the house. We do have in the room for my roommate, because she needs it for health reasons, but we don't have general AC in the house in an area that I can be in all the time. Yes. Yep. Okay. Just making sure I'm doing the right moves, and no, I'm not. All right, let's put that back there. See where I'm actually at. Okay. All right, so okay. I hate when I do this. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so these match, and all right, so that probably goes up there. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Nope, that's 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Ah, that's why it's looking wrong, because it jumped there. I was misled by this one being a pain in the butt. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now I know where I'm at. And 1, 2 and a half over 4 under 3. Okay, I was misled by a pin jump. There we go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and a half over 4. Nope, I'm doing the first one on this side. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 under 3 over 4. Yep, there we go. And 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. Okay. Pattern looks good. We're symmetrical. Okay, I haven't screwed up too much. I'm surprised I'm not a little more alert. I mean, I'm not sleepy, which lets me know the Pro Vigil did its work. I did have caffeine, so I'm theoretically alert. I did have a relatively good night's sleep, so. Okay, that was about ready to do a drop to the floor. There we go. That shouldn't do that anymore. And 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. Hey, we're back up to 2 people watching again on YouTube. Haven't checked the Rumble side in a little bit. I probably should do that because I'm trying not to ignore Rumble side. I don't need to start that one again. Let's see. Anybody say anything on Rumble? All right. Got 2 people watching over there. Thank you. Feel free to hit the thumbs up there. Help get my stream a little higher up over on Rumble for the announcements and whatnot. Or let people know it's over there, though I understand they don't really do algorithm type stuff over there. So there we go. All right. So looks like the print is getting pretty close to being done. All right. And 1 and 2 and 3. Burp and 4 under 3 over 4. And this is not meant as, or this is not a sponsorship because I am obviously getting no advertising at my channel size levels. So I'm getting close. Honest, I'm getting close. Come on, there we go. There, that's past the knot, so it shouldn't do a drop to the floor. I really like this brand of seltzer. It's got a nice, strong flavor where you're tasting what it is you're supposed to be tasting. It's not like a hint. It's tastes like they've actually flavored it with it, and no sweeteners in it. Just carbonated water in the flavor. So that's nice. There we go. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4, not over 3. There we go. And this one's ready to fall to the floor. There we go. I think I've avoided on that one. And 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. So I think most of the outer or the upper rails has fallen on the floor at one time or another while I've been braiding, but I think I managed to get most of the inner ones to not do that as I'm going through. I'm just going to have to add that into my planning or practice as I go along. When I notice it's getting close to the leader, I need to just stop and extend it past the leader knot so it doesn't do that. And 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. There we go. All right. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. Not sure if I mentioned this. Well, I did mention this earlier, but I think it was only when Tony was on. I will be getting one of my projects today is I'll be getting some nitrile gloves so I can pull up the poison ivy that is near the garage door that I go in and out of multiple times a day when I'm working in the shop. and since my wife about 7-8 years ago has apparently, after years and years of not being reactive to poison ivy, has gotten to where she is very reactive. And I do not want my wife to be uncomfortable and miserable from being itchy all the time because one or the other of us has bumped into it. And I fortunately am not yet reactive to it, though I realize that the more I get exposed to it, the more likely that is to happen. But while it doesn't happen to me, I appreciate it, but I would rather not secondarily expose my wife to it where she will be unhappy and uncomfortable. 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. Considering she used to be the person who would help out for clearing out poison ivy and stuff like that, and her last major exposure, she had to have the steroid treatments because she was having a really bad reaction. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. That one's already done, so that should be good. And 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. And let's get this one so it doesn't drop to the floor. And there we go. And 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. There we go. And coma slide time. Coma slide time. There we go. One of the downsides of drinking seltzer is you do tend to burp a lot. But it is keeping me hydrated, and it is keeping my throat in condition where it's much easier to talk to you wonderful people. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. Okay, that one's good. And 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. And I don't think it's actually in the frame, but I'm starting to get the end of the threads where it's tied on the leader pulling up over the coma when I'm opening the shed. So I'm getting really close to getting to the end of this one. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. Oh, it looks like the print is done. So I am going to quickly finish this side move here and run out and get the new print started. But I will put on hold music for you folks. I'm probably going to do Feeding the Ducks unless somebody would prefer a different tune. So I will try and be quick. Let me go ahead and maximize that. So, and alrighty. Switch over to brand, background music. So we got Feeding the Ducks. Nah. Let's try lo-fi. Nah, let's go with Feeding the Ducks. Alright, I will be back as soon as I can. You will probably see some changes on the there we go. Some changes on the screen as I lift the one off. Like I said, I will hurry as fast as I can. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about the old music being for so long. Alrighty. Welcome back, Gwen. Alright, let's pause that. There we go. Go back to comments. Alrighty. Ooh. There we go. Sorry, running up and down steps. Okay. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. There we go. But yeah, I'm probably going to run for another hour and a half at least, roughly. I could probably run longer than that if I need to, but actually I haven't had breakfast yet, so I figured that might be a good idea. Plus, oops, and over 4, under 3. Got some other stuff I need to do as well today. Getting things ready for my upcoming vacation / job, and trying to get some exercise in. It's been long enough. I went to the podiatrist, and my bone spurs are a symptom of extremely tight Achilles tendon and hamstring, and the spurs themselves are not what are causing the pain. It's just a sign that the tendons are pulling enough that the bone is growing in the way that the tendons are pulling on them. So I need to work on stretching out those tendons. So they gave me a cortisone shot, or steroid, or combination cortisone steroid. I don't know. I've got the report from the office visit that I can go back and review if I need to get the exact medicine. But my heel is actually not hurting today. And it's been the 2 days I'm supposed to wait. Let's see. So I get 1 or 2 jumps. Okay. All right, there we go. That's how that's supposed to go. All right. So I'm 1 over and 1 over. Okay. Anyway, so I'm past the 2 days where I'm not supposed to do anything heavy. So I'm going to start hitting the elliptical again to try and get my weight down, along with the physical therapy to stretch out the tendons, and go back to the doctor's office in 2 weeks to see if I need a follow-up shot. And probably going to have custom orthotics going on. And, you know, continuing physical therapy / exercises to loosen up the tendons and keep them stretched and supple. Considering that in my entire life, even when I was a skinny little kid, I have never been able to touch my toes. At least, you know, not in the traditional toe-touching exercise method. I mean, I can bend my knee and actually touch my toe. But it's actually kind of was frustrating when I was in like 3rd or 4th grade, something like that. Part of PE, we were supposed to be doing toe touches, and I wasn't reaching it. And the gym teacher came over and pushed down on my back to try and get me to touch my toes, and it just hurt. I mean, it was just I still couldn't do it, and it just hurt. And finally, he gave up, which was nice, but that was a memorable experience of my growing up. And 1, okay, and 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2 and a half over 4 under 3. But I am trying to get this one finished off as quickly as I can, so I can get started on Rob's braid. I did show Jen, but I don't think you've seen it yet. I got the warping frame itself built for warping up the tama for Rob's braid. I just need to get the binder clips for it and figured out the best way to roll the thread from the cones onto the spools so that I can use the there we go, loop got cut on there. Okay, so that was the first half of that move. Now, apparently the extra loops from the tying off the leader onto the thread, I got some loops there that are catching on pins. Hopefully that won't be an ongoing problem for very long. All right, so 1 and 2 and 3 and a half over 4 under 3. And 1 and 2 and wait a minute, just did that. Okay, so we are 3 and 3. Yep, okay, time to move to the next side. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. I am making good, quick progress on this, but I probably won't get it finished up on this stream. I have to do at least 1 or 2 more to get it finished off. But now that I've got the warping frame essentially done, I just need to I don't have to have that over my head, as I got to get that done before I finish this braid off. And did I just... Yep, I already did that. Okay. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and a half over 4 under 3. Whoops, I just realized I still haven't reset the frame. I apologize. Let me... There we go. Now you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. My apologies. I'm apparently a little more distractible this morning than I would prefer, but haven't had any unfixable errors on the braid or ones that require a lot of back braiding. So I'm calling it a win. And I'm getting really close to having that print job for that special project done. After this part, I have 3 or 4 more pieces to print, which should take only like a day or 2. At most, I can get at least one more started tonight before I go to bed. I think this one isn't going to take that long to do. So, yeah. Okay. And still having those tie-off loops catch on the pin, so I got to be careful on that. What I'm talking about are when I've got the leader tied, I had a loop around, so I've got ones like that. I suppose as they happen, I could just quickly cut the loop, and then it won't catch on that anymore regardless. So let me keep that out, and I'll use that as needed. Okay, so I just finished the first side, time for the second side. And actually, let me get this one over here that was doing it over here. There we go. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. So I got all the number rings or number wheels done. I'm printing the far end piece, and then I've got like 3 or 4 more core sections to print, and it can be assembled. Of course, I got to buy the threaded rod. Let's see, that one's got a loop on it. Okay. And 1 and 2 and 3. I'll cut the threaded rod to size with my bandsaw. Use my belt grinder to chamfer it nicely so it won't catch on things. Like this, whoops. All right. Like this one just did on the pin. Probably be easier if I just left the knife opened, but my safety training just doesn't make me comfortable. Let me be comfortable doing that. Okay. And I am out of sequence. Nope, I'm good. I just did this one first. Okay. And 1 and 2 and a half over 4 under 3. So there we go. And I'm finally getting some that are resting with the leader knot above the pegs. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. I'm getting closer. And 1 and 2 and 3 and a half over 4 under 3. Yes, this braid is actually a very quick moving braid. I don't have to like stop and count and figure out where I what I need to move. I actually have the moves memorized, and I can just keep doing them. So it does move quickly as a braid, especially compared to a pickup braid. The pickup braids are actually relatively slow braids, given that. You can do some pickup braid patterns where the moves are, or the pattern design is not overly complex, and you can memorize and keep going, and you don't have to refer to the chart. But for the ones I've been doing, the pattern is just a complex enough design. I just am not able to keep it all in my head, and I've got to keep referring to the chart so I know the moves I'm doing. But as far as braid patterns, having only 4 moves, which is essentially 2 moves that are mirror imaged, and they're very similar top and bottom, it's a pretty easy braid to pick up. The main issue is not losing which move you're on which position. And the complexity of this pattern is mostly in the way you laid out the colors at the start, and how they go through the move pattern to get the complexity they have. I don't know if that made a lot of sense, but and 1 and 2 and 3 or 4. And yep, that one is caught. Let's get that taken care of, or that loop, so it doesn't catch up. Okay. All right. So 3 and okay, there we go. 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. Thank you. Appreciate the feedback on that, Gwendolyn. Lets me know that I'm not being too rambly and scatterbrained this morning. All right, it is time for a coma slide. And okay. I just realized something that may be an issue. The D-ring here is open, so let me unroll this and see if I can't reposition that to where it is not looking like, there we go, that it's going to have an issue where it might pop and have this whole thing come unraveled or unrolled like I just unrolled it, which isn't a major problem, but it would be a little bit distracting if it happened in the middle of a move. Okay. Well, might be a little high, but I think we will survive. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. Go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. And oops, that one was not a loop catching, it was just the tama being a little tangled up. Okay. And 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. Almost done with my seltzer. 1 and 2 and 3, under 3, over 4. Only took an hour and 40 minutes to drink it. 1 and 2 and a half, over 4, under 3. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, under 3, over 4. But this is kind of the simplicity of this braid as far as being able to just kind of get yourself lost in it as you're doing it and going quickly. It's why I call it like a mental palette cleanser braid, because I don't have to have a lot of thinking energy involved other than just kind of keeping track where I am in my sequence involved with that. So it's like it's a fun braid. And I like the patterns it produces, so I guess you'd say it's comfort braiding. There we go. And 1 and 2 and a half, over 4, under 3. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, under 3, over 4. And 1 and 2 and 3 and a half, over 4, under 3. And 1 and 2 and 3, under 3, over 4. Also, the color patterning, if I'm paying attention, does make it easier to count on the backside because it makes it fairly obvious where the positions are supposed to be. 1, 2 and a half, over 4, under 3. I can look at how the, I got 2 of one, 1 of one, and 1 of a fourth or third color. So I know between that one and the next one is where I'm supposed to raise my fingers up through from the bottom. 2, 3, 4, under 3, over 4. Because I had 3 white and a purple. So between the purple and the next white up, that's where I come up through. And 1 and 2 and 3 and a half, over 4, under 3. Let me take a quick check and see if anybody's chatting on the Rumble side. Still no chats. It says 1 person's watching on Rumble. Let me do a quick refresh, make sure that's accurate. And I don't think I showed the warping stand to Gwen yet, so just in case I haven't. All right. That is the warping stand for hopefully make it easier doing Rob's braid. So the spool rack goes at the bottom here, or sorry, have the mouse on the right screen. Spool rack goes on the bottom here. Binder clips will go along here. I'll feed the threads up through each binder clip handle, and there will be a larger binder clip on the top on each side. So one color will go through one side, and then the other colors coming up on the other side will go through the binder clip on the far side, and I'll be able to warp up the tama much, much faster. At least that's the goal. All right, so let me switch back to the other view and make it so you can actually see what I'm doing still. There we go. All righty. And Okay, so we're at 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2 and a half over 4 under 3. And 1 and 2 and 3. Oops. Looks like I've got one that partially jumped over and another one that partially jumped over. Okay, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. So doing this braid and having all of the things where some of the threads jump over one of the pins is letting me know the two things I need to do for future designs, which actually I have been doing for the design. Some of the designs I've been doing is my Torii gate needs to be a little bit shorter, and I should be using the 6-pin koma rather than 9-pin, but I haven't made the set of 9 pins yet. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. And that one was about to make a jump to the floor. All right, so that should be good there. Hopefully that's about the last one that will need that. I think all the rest of them are well past the leader knots. And 1 and 2 and a half over 4 under 3. Let these untangle. There we go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. There we go. And 1 and 2. Oops. Is that? Yep. That jumped a pin. So 1. Let's try that again. Let's make it 1 and 2 and 3 and a half over 4 under 3. There we go. And that looks right. We have symmetry. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2 and a half over 4 under 3. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2 and 3 and a half over 4 under 3. Let those untangle. And I'm getting to where I'm starting to have to unroll them just because they're getting short, not because I have to jump over a leader knot, which is letting me know that I've pretty much passed all of the leader jump over things where I had to roll them a bit lower than I would have, so they weren't high enough. I needed to unroll them lower for a little while. And 1 and 2 and a half over 4 under 3. And 1 and 2 and 3 and a half. Nope. I'm doing the first side, so under 4 over 4 under 3 and over 4 on the back end. There we go. And 1 and 2 and 3. Now here's the 4 and a half over 4 under 3. Yeah, I was up way too late Friday night with watching the Runkle fill-in stream for Rob, because Rob's on vacation. And then he raided Danny's stream, and I was on there pretty much till she shut it down, because I was offering her her braid at that time, and sending super chats to update them as to what was involved with that, while she and Ian got involved with diversions or discussions about different things. So I was up till almost like 3 a.m. my time. Did not get a lot of sleep. Was kind of tired Saturday. I did intend to sleep in as long as I could, but I woke up early. I think due in large part to how I was trying to adjust my Provigil dosage so that I didn't like crash as early as I normally would. So I'm still tweaking, trying to come up with a how to do that to where I'm awake when I need to be and asleep when I need to be. And it's time for a coma slide again. We're just rolling through these coma slides. I think I rolled up a little bit too much last time, so let's roll out and then try and get it a good spot for the next one. And that's a loop cut on a pin, so let's fix that. And there we go. Won't catch on that anymore. Alrighty, so 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. Okay, so all right, I don't need to fill you in on that. I do have to say that it really kind of tickled my sense of self-worth, I'd say, when Danny asked, is that something I should say yes to or whatever as far as the braid offer? And Ian quickly responded with, yes, you do. So I'm hoping he gets his braid soon. Yesterday when I checked, it was still in Montreal in customs, so hopefully that won't take too long to get through there and get to him. It was still saying like 3 to 7 business days. So I doubt he's going to get it in time for his normal Monday stream, but hopefully he'll have it by Friday Night Frenzy. 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. And I'm getting a larger collection of pictures to show new people as to what I'm talking about when I'm offering them a braid, and showing the variety of what's available. There we go. And I don't know if I should feel proud or not that I noticed when I was setting up for the 70th Takadai stream that I made absolutely no jokes or reference to the when I had the let's see, I think that's the white that was, yeah, okay, that I had a 60-night stream. So I guess my brain's finally growing up and I don't make jokes like that as much anymore. And 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. So I've got, I think, over 100 different marudai and Takadai braiding streams at this point. And I don't think I quite have 200 videos on my channel yet, but I'm closing in on it. I think I'm in the 180 range. So getting there. And 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. Not bad for seriously streaming for about a year now. Over 4 under 3 and over 4 on the back end. And one, oops, it's caught there, but I think that's just, it's not a loop catch, it was just the way the Tama were hanging. 3.5 over 4 under 3. Oh, understood on that. Yeah, I can definitely understand that happening. 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. Also, my brain kind of looks for milestones and things. I happen to notice when my odometer gets specific rollover points, and as I'm getting close, I try and be able to catch when they happen. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. We're just about to the 2-hour mark. I can get spicy if I want to now. 3 and over 4. Now, I'm not sure what I'd be spicy about. This morning, things are going fairly decent. Be really weird to have a WTF Sunday morning. Though 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. While I'm thinking about it, I probably should ask if, given that I do have kind of repetitive, speech or whatever as I'm going through counting here, if getting some sort of copyright-free theme music, so to speak, might be a good idea to have just kind of as a generalized background thing at a relatively low volume, just kind of a little bit in the background. So when I'm completely silent, there's something there, but when I talk, I can easily be heard over it. I've been thinking about things like that, trying to make the watching experience better for people, especially on the replay, if they're not able to be involved with the chat or make suggestions or comment like that. So just kind of thinking here, 3 under 4, or 3.5 over 4 under 3. Just trying to improve the experience for people. Well, you're only about a year older than me. Not by much. I'll be 55 in about 2.5 months, I think. Yeah, as far as I know, Alzheimer's does not run in my family. I've had 2 grandparents that, like in the last 2 or 3 years in their life, have had some dementia issues, but it's not Alzheimer's, and it's more related to the other health issues they were having. And I try and actively keep my brain engaged as I go through my life, so that it's the types of dementia you get from not thinking about things are not something I'm likely to get, because that's terrifying to me. Not being myself, not remembering myself. So for I know for like Alzheimer's proper, there's not a lot there, but fortunately, it doesn't seem to be that I'm more likely than others for that. So, but my father is getting to the point, he's in his mid 80s at this point. He's having a bit of memory issues, but he's there cognitively. I mean, he can think, he can remember. It's more minor things. And he's working on doing things to help improve his memory as well. And his general health is pretty good. The problems he has are, long-term. You have to keep an eye out, make sure they don't progress. He's got a cancer that is technically, I think it's a skin cancer, whatever, but it's one of those cancers that you'll probably die with, but not of. I think it's like something like 80% plus of people that have that particular cancer still have it and are alive 30 years later. If they're alive 30 years later, they still have it, but they haven't, I forget the exact statistics, but yeah, it's like, if you have it, it really, really takes a long time to impact. So I don't know if I'll wind up with that or not, but he was only diagnosed with that like about 4 or 5 years ago, and it's mostly treated with UV treatments on the skin to deal with it. So he had to get a vertical tanning bed, essentially, for treatment for that. But that seems to be well under control. My mother, the issue she has, while she does have a little bit of mental issue, it's more dealing with the medication she's taken and the fact that recovering from a surgery, they gave her way too much opiates, so she stopped breathing for about 6 minutes or so until they were able to get her back up again. And she now has a muscle spasm problem as a result of that. But she's her. She's the same person. She remembers things. And she's very active, as much as she can be. Admittedly, when she was in her early 70s, she accidentally butt dialed me on her cell phone for when she was on the roof of the house, re-roofing the house with my dad. And she's an avid gardener. She's not able to do it as much as she used to, but she is active and involved. So, and her side of the family, as far as I'm aware of, nobody had cognitive issues in their later years. So I'm hopeful that I'll be able to do that. I think my issues are more related to undiagnosed and untreated ADD, which my sister, I think I mentioned, just recently got that diagnosis, and they're starting her on a medicine that is helping her quite a bit. Though she's still having issues trying to get treated for her narcolepsy. But when she does do her online work, she's able to do it for a much longer period before she's can't focus to the sufficient level anymore. So something I'm going to talk to my neurologist about. Now that apparently I don't have to keep talking to him about migraines, which is making me very, very happy. I've only had like 4 migraines since the start of February, when I used to have like 2 a week just the couple months prior to that. So, and one of those 4, I'm pretty sure, was due to something they have in the energy shots that they add to drinks at Wawa, which is caffeine and some other stuff. I'd be okay with the caffeine, but I don't think I'm going to have any of the... whoops. That is not looking right. Let's see. I have 3 there, 3 there. Okay, so I did just finish. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I was starting to go over that again. I need to switch to this one. So 1, 2, 3, under 3, over 4. I guess you'd say at this point in my life, I'm trying to take my health very seriously, because I told my wife I want to grow old together with her, and our family, the women, live a long time, so I need to make sure I'm around a long time so I can fulfill my end of that promise, or desire, however you want to put that. Over 4, under 3, and over 4 back. Hey, Filthy, nice to see you on. I know it's a bit early, so thank you for stopping by. Yeah, let's see. Mine's end of August. Yep. And I did say it, but welcome, Filthy Casual Gamer. Nice to see you on. All right. So, let's see. Okay, I did the bottom one. Ready to do the top one. 1 and 2 and 3. Oops, I had one jump over, it looks like. Let's see. Okay. That looks right. All right, so 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. There we go. And that's it for the seltzer. 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. Getting a bit energized from getting close to the end of this, though, as I mentioned earlier in the stream, at this point, I don't think I'm going to finish up on this stream, but it's not going to be much longer. Maybe 1 or 2 more streams. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. Oh, that was one of the things I was going to mention. On the last pickup braid, I did the setup streams as supporter-only streams on locals, and I'm thinking of possibly doing that again, just to try and encourage some people to sign up there or subscribe, because I am hoping to eventually get a little bit of monetization, so this isn't kind of a black hole of spending for me. I know once I hit the 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours on YouTube, I will eventually start getting a little bit back from them, but I'm not sure how soon that's going to happen. So, and while Rumble is saying that I'm earning money there, I think I've earned like 12 or 13 cents. So, and I'm spending like $50 a month on StreamYard so I can stream at 1080p. Speaking of which, on the Rumble side, I did turn on the higher resolution there. But the downside of that, as I understand, is no DVR options are available when I stream in 1080p. So, and well, my camera and microphone equipment are actually fairly decent from my understanding for the quality I'm getting out of them. I would like to eventually improve them a little bit more. Maybe have a couple of different options for camera for different types of things. So just thinking of, as the future goes along, how I can keep improving the channel and attract more people to it. So, but so far my idea of having regular content and doing braids for other streamers and introducing myself to their audiences seems to be working okay for consistent, if not rapid, growth for this channel. So, hopefully the planning behind the scenes stuff is not too boring for you folks. And I'm not coming across too much as money-grubbing capitalist scum. Yeah. Congrats, and my wishes that it is a easy birth and the grandson winds up becoming the love of both of your lives. Thank you. Yeah, I try and be fairly open about what I'm doing here because maintaining a persona or whatever is just too much work, and it's easier if I can do like stream of consciousness, chatting as we go along, talking about things that hopefully people are interested in. So your feedback is helpful and useful. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. Though, if I'd been aware of this back when I was originally monetized, my channel would probably be a whole lot bigger by now. And I'm kind of looking forward to, what I want to do through retirement, as it's probably only going to be something on the order of like another 10 years or so before I get there. The things I want to do with my life, the things I enjoy. And yep, we're good to switch to the next move. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. This has been a fairly laid-back stream. Not a lot of people on, but people who are interested in things. All right. So that one is catching. So let me fix that real quick. Make sure the knife goes away from you, because my wife does have a friend who managed to lose an eye because he was cutting a... well, he didn't lose the eye, but he blinded himself in that eye by... trying to remove one of those plastic party attendants wristband things with a knife when he was a bit inebriated. And he was like in his mid-20s when that happened. So I would like to, admittedly I'm older, I would also like to avoid that. Of course, it also helps that I will wear glasses and or safety glasses most of the time these days. When I heard about it, it was not too long after I'd gotten LASIK, and I've already had one surgery on my eye. I would prefer it to only be done by actual, ophthalmologist, or I think the LASIK people that do the surgeries are ophthalmologists. I know optometrists are the ones that measure your eyes for glasses and stuff like that. I have to see an ophthalmologist every year because while I don't have glaucoma, my eye retina and stuff is the type that tends to develop that. So they want to check me out every year so that if something like that does start developing, they're able to treat it quickly before I get any real degeneration from it. And as somebody who does a lot with my eyes, is as avid of a reader as I have been, involved with online stuff, losing my vision is also terrifying to me. So I will religiously attend those appointments and do what I need to do to keep my vision. And there we go. And 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. Well, I'm not showing, yeah, it's not showing up on camera yet, but I am definitely having the ends of the threads visible above the rails. All right, so, and, alrighty, okay, so I'm ready to start on this side. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. And, oh, that's another thing that I was planning to do today, if I had the time, is I got a rotary planer as part as a Christmas gift that I want to use for preparing stuff for making takadais and the like, and haven't actually used it yet. The signs that I'm doing for the engraving and whatnot that I need to plane the wood down to like about 1/2 inch from like where it's at 7/8 right now. So I'd like to see if I can get that set up and get those planed down and started engraving on that. 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. No, I actually seem to be waking up more as time goes on. So that's good to know. Though I don't seem to be any better on focus. So. All right, let's keep that one as well from snagging. And there we go. You know, I never used to carry a knife around, but this last job I'm at, I have to, oops. There we go. I have to use it a bit more for things. So I've been carrying one regularly for about a year or two now. And actually, I wind up using them a bit more than I expected I would. So 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. So I've gotten pretty good at opening the knife with that motion. Okay, and we are ready for a coma slide. Okay. My this one needs to be. My wife's younger sister was born 11 months after she was, so her sister's birthday is in March. Hers is in April. And it's been interesting for them. Now, in my family, my older sister was born on a day in April, and my youngest sister was born, I think, 5 years later. 5 5 years and 3 days later. So their birthdays are 3 days apart. And for those 3 days, me and my 3 sisters, years, the number for our year, our age is exactly 2 years apart. Though I think we're mostly about roughly 18 months apart, roughly between as you go down between each individual birth date. But so it was April, August, October. That was, yeah, and then April again. Yeah, I don't think I'm up for doing the math on that while I am doing the braiding. So sorry about that if I don't get any more detailed. And I don't want to get to like the actual dates because, well, I don't think I mentioned any of the names on here. I don't want to dox them or anything like that. As far as I'm aware, none of them actually really have any type of, well, no, I can't say that. One of them does have a bit of online business presence, which, I might, eventually want to mention, but that would be only with her permission and actual request type thing. Though that particular sister's daughter is actually fairly active on TikTok and has, I think, something on the order of 100,000 subscribers, which is impressive. But as I understand it, in the TikTok world, that's just kind of barely monetized levels. You don't really get a lot out of that. I mean, you're at the start of that level, but it's not like you can quit your job income. It's the help you out a bit income. And unfortunately, when I talked to her, she apparently, for whatever reason, even though she does mostly like cat videos and artistic type stuff, she was like, got like a 6-month demonetization thing going on. I don't know exactly what's involved with that because I tend to avoid TikTok if I can. I don't have it on my phone. The TikTok videos I see are the ones that were moved over to YouTube as YouTube Shorts or something that somebody posts on Twitter. But I mean, there's enough social media out there that it's hard to pay attention to the stuff I do want to pay attention to. Okay. That was what I was responding to the okay to. Okay. And you're ready for this? We're about 2.5 hours in. The time is just kind of flying today. At least it is for me. I hope it is not boring or dragging for people that are kind enough to watch this. And 1 and 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. Yeah, I think after done braiding, I'm going to go ahead and try and get some time on the elliptical until I feel that I'm too tired, and then I will grab breakfast. Okay. 3 and 3. Okay. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. And jump to pin again. And 1 and 2 and half over 4 under 3. And 1 and 2 and 3, 4 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2 and 3 and a half over 4 under 3. And 1, 2, 3 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2 and a half over 4 under 3. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. Got to be careful, some of these leader knots are sticking on the other levels. 2, 3 and a half over 4 under 3. I'm not so sure it's that I got a loop that's sticking, anything like that. It's just that one is a loop sticking. So let's fix that real quick. And make sure that this one lines up back where it's supposed to be. There we go. Okay. So 2 and 2. All right, we're back to the right side. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2 and a half over 4 under 3. And I'm caught on a loop somewhere, but I think I can get this done without screwing anything up tension-wise. Okay. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2 and 3 and a half over 4 under 3. I'm going to go ahead and pull the print off the screen for a little bit so you guys can see the side rails a little bit, give a better idea of what's going on with this. So let me just remove that from the stream as opposed to unshare it. There we go. Now you can kind of see where the leader knots are on here and here. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2 and a half over 4 under 3. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2 and 3 and a half over 4 under 3. And I'm caught on a loop, but again, I think I can make it work without having to spend a lot of untangling time. Excuse me. I'm sorry about that. and 1 and 2 and 3. Oops, looks like I had one jump. Let's see which one it was. There we go. That looks right. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2 and a half over 4 under 3. Yep, the knots are definitely encroaching. Unfortunately, since they're so big on some of these and the pins are not that far apart, and I've got loops on some of them. Speaking of which, let me just take care of several of those right now. So hopefully they won't keep interfering. Okay. All right. And 5. Okay, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 3 over 4. Let's take care of that one. And that one. And 1 and 2 and 3 and a half over 4 under 3. Okay, pattern still looks good on both sides. And there goes the knife. I was afraid that was going to happen, but I was willing to risk it. Gotta leave it over on the laptop where it's not going to get bumped when I'm moving stuff around on the Takadai. Okay. All right, so 5 and 5. Okay. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. And on this one, I'm going to try and do the tie off into the braid fringe myself, as opposed to having my wife do it. So I've got a skein of extra floss that I'll be using to do the sew through and tie off. And I'll talk to my wife about it in advance so you can see how I do it. Okay, and 1 and 2 and a half over 4 under 3. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2 and 3 and a half over 4 under 3. There we go. And it's time for a coma slide. They seem to be coming very fast and frequently these days. But not fast and furiously, or I'd be in potentially flirting with a copyright strike, though that would be very hard to actually get. Oops, I should actually be able to see where the pattern is. My apologies that I was not on best alignment on the stream there. Okay, so 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. There we go. Helps if I push the release button while I'm doing the flipping motion, otherwise I just look stupid. There we go. And 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. Why'd that one go down? Okay, so I did the one there, so let's try that again. Whoops. That one got caught there. That's why that one was having an issue. Let me fix this real quick because they're a little cattywampus. Okay, so that should be there. And this yellow one here should be over here to match that. Okay, they don't look like they're crossing over each other at all, so that should be good. Okay, let's try this one again. And 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. Okay, that looks right. Nothing weird is pulled down from the top. It's not supposed to be. I'm not sure what I caught on that. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. I'm just really grateful this braid is very easy to tell when something's not right. Definitely makes it easier to avoid having mistakes that are hard to correct. 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. And looks like we're down to just Gwen. It says we only got one person on StreamYard. 2 and 3 under 3. Yeah. Under 3 over 4 in the back. And probably only got about maybe 20 more minutes I'll stream. That'll hit us the 3-hour mark. Wow. We're in spicy time, and I still haven't said anything really spicy. And 4 under 3. Yep, there we go. So I guess even though I can be spicy, and I've now actually passed far enough, I can say that we probably aren't going to have a Fuck It Saturday stream. Or Fuck It Sunday stream, sorry. Days just don't go together with the... Mine are not on there, not a problem. But at least I shouldn't have to worry about language issues. Okay, there's something catching on there, but again, it's probably just not worth it to try and track it down at this point, because eventually it's going to be past where it can snag. Yeah, okay. Let's see. It doesn't look like it's a loop catching, it's just the knot's kind of thick. Okay, so I have matched up. It's ready for the right side. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4 on the top. Once all the knots are up past the pins on the rails, I should be no longer having that type of issue. Over under 2.5 over 4 under 3. There we go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. There we go. And 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. Hey, oops, sorry. Oh, no worries about, let me bring this up so you know what I'm responding to. No worries about that. Sorry to hear that the phone died. Hopefully it just battery charge. And glad you were able to get your groceries done. Or at least I hope you were able to get them done. But welcome back to the stream. I went full screen on just this so you guys can see how far the leader knots have moved up. All right, so we are symmetrical, so it's ready to start from the right again. So 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. And like I mentioned earlier, I'm probably going to go ahead and stop the stream in about 15 minutes. And 1 and 2 and a half over 4 under 3. My feet are filling well enough. I'm going to try and get some time in on the elliptical and then have breakfast. Though actually it's my time zone, it would probably be lunch. I might actually have lunch first because I realize I'm actually pretty darn hungry. But I don't want to like eat and then immediately jump on the elliptical, so I might wait a little while before I do that. I mentioned it earlier today when I only had one person on. I might do a moderately quick but essentially unannounced. I'm not going to post the normal announcements I do, so you'll have to rely on YouTube notifications. I might do a programming stream for Rob's Braid sometime this afternoon. I'll have to see how it goes. My other projects around the house are I need to, when the nitrile gloves arrive, I need to clear out the poison ivy that is near the garage door that I go through when I go out to the shop. And I am going to try and plane some wood down with my as yet unused rotary planer so that I can be better at preparing wood for these knots are sticking together. Well, it lets me know that I got the lengths right. But yeah, it'll be easier to prepare wood for CNC router projects. I don't have to spend router time facing the wood that takes a long time to do on a router relative to using the planer. And the planer makes the wood parallel, top and bottom, which means that I can get not necessarily the greatest wood from stores or, I sometimes get wood from Home Depot. Sometimes I get it from specialty wood supply shops around here. Lumber yards. That's the word I was looking for, or words I was looking for, lumber yards. So yeah, when I do the programming stream, I'm not going to actually have a camera. It's just going to be kind of a screen sharing. I do have headphones, but I'm not sure what level of background noise you're going to get from my wife and roommate when I'm doing that. But we'll try and do that. Have to make sure that my desktop wallpaper is not too spicy. It's not bad, but I've got some anime stuff on there that rotates through that I've had on there for like, a couple of OS upgrades and whatnot. But I'm just kind of used to it, and I tend not to be a change stuff around person. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, I'm on the right one here. So 2.5 over 4 under 3. To give you an idea how I don't like change with my computer stuff, even though I've been in IT and whatnot. I use a program called Classic Shell, though I think it's now Open Shell. Or it was called Classic Shell, it's Open Shell now. That allows me to tweak the user interface to where it uses the Windows 2000 hierarchical menu for programs where I can, click on start. Then I've got menu, program groups, and I can just kind of like scroll my way through. You just move the mouse along until it opens up the sub menus that I want down to the individual programs, and I can group those the way I like. And one of the ISPs I use for in addition to what the company that provides me my internet connectivity is actually a Unix shell, or actually NetBSD shell ISP, and I prefer that for a lot of reading email. Also, I don't really read Usenet anymore because there's really not a whole lot on Usenet, but the ISP has their own internal news groups, and I tend to stay active on those just because I liked the culture from the internet at that particular time, and it's nice to have that experience when I want it. And I'm actually friends with a lot of the people on there, so. That conversation got a little distracted and rambly. Apologize for that. And 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. Alrighty, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. So, since we're getting close to the end, is there anything anybody wanted to chat about or have any questions on? Suggestions, criticism, and or not, that's perfectly fine too. I'm just doing my best to be a polite streamer. Okay, no worries, Gwendolyn. I just was saying that I'm getting close to wrapping up the stream, seeing if anybody had anything specific they wanted to talk about, ask about, or if we just keep going until it's time to stop. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. But yeah, the lower rails are starting to have the leader knots up over and in the air too. So we are getting really close to being done. And there we go. Okay, braid is still looking good. Backside is still looking good. The way the pattern is supposed to look. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. I do admit it's been kind of weird with no Nick streams this week. I know he's on vacation, but he did say he was going to try and stream during the day. So, and 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. Hey, Kathleen, nice to see you on. Sorry, we're kind of close to the end. I've been doing it for about 2 hours and 50 minutes now. And while I'm enjoying it, and I could keep going, I do have other things that I'm trying to get done today, including cleaning up poison ivy near the garage door so that my wife doesn't accidentally get exposed to it, because since she finally sensitized to it, she has really bad reactions when she gets exposed, and I would like to avoid that because I do not like it when my wife is unhappy and uncomfortable. No, even asymmetrical. I'm wondering if that's all the knots. Yeah, that might be the knots interfering and messing up the tension a little bit. So I'll have to fix those when they happen so that the tension doesn't get screwed up. Yeah, where's that snagging on here? That's okay. So that must be from one of the top ones snagging. Yeah. That was when I pulled on it. The magnet that the laptop uses to keep its lid secured was holding the knife from pulling off freely. Okay, there we go. And I was thinking I wasn't going to have to worry about the top ones because they wouldn't be, they'd be hanging free in the air, but apparently they'll snag on the lower ones at the appropriate spot. So let's just quickly go through all of those and loosen those, or make sure there's no close. Oops. Yeah. No bleeding, but I did scrape that. That's what I get for not going exactly away from my hand when I was pulling on it. Okay, so, all right. So bottom one first. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, under 3, over 4. That's much better. Okay, so that should help keep my tension better. So I have to do that on the right too. Let's see, that one had a loop on it. So let's just quickly get all the ones on this side too. Okay. That one's cut. There we go. I think that one's already cut. There's a loop there. There's a loop there. Okay, and one last one there. So hopefully that's all of those for now. Hey, we're up to 5 people concurrently. I'm definitely going to have to stream tonight then. Okay, so then we do the top one. So 1, 2, 3.5 over 4 under 3. It goes there, and it's time for a coma slide. Oops, let me. Thank you, Kathleen, for the braid looking good. I'm assuming that was. Woohoo! Congrats! Okay, so we are ready for another coma slide. And there we go. Let's see, it looks good on the camera. So, and 1, and looks like I did get a little bit of bleeding, not too bad. Not a lot compared to what happens to me at work, where I scrape my hand on a sharp edge of plastic and get like a paper cut. Okay, so is that? Why is that? Is there still a loop on one of these, or is it just because the knots are so big? I think it's just because the knots are big. So just have to be careful. 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. There we go. Got them to slide past properly that way. Snag there. Free that one up and that one. There we go. And 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. There we go. Okay, that's starting to look better on the symmetry. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. That side's definitely sliding easier. And 1 and 2 and 3 and a half over 4 under 3. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. And okay, 1 and 2 and a half over 4 under 3. Okay, and oops. Did one of those jump? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah. Nope, I just had it one over. Okay. So, and 1, 2, 3, 4 under 3 over 4. And there we go. And 1, 2, 3 and a half over 4 under 3. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. So Kathleen, was the silk you found in the house where you were looking for some that you knew you had, or did you find an online source? Or 1, 2 and a half over 4 under 3. Oops, let's see. Okay, that's good. It just did not makes it look off. 1, 2. Okay, all right, just making sure I know where I am. 1, 2 and a half over 4 under 3. Okay. Congrats on that too. And 1, 2, 3, 4 under 3. Oops, looks like I had one jump. Let's see which one's on top. There we go. Okay, over 4 under 3 and over 4 on the back. Having such relatively large fibers, bundles, and the big knots at the end make this a little more difficult, but not entirely, not overly unmanageable, just something you have to pay attention to. There we go. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. Okay. Well, congrats. I'm assuming it's for a braiding project. If so, hope that if you get it done, you can share what your project was. If not, that's fine too. Okay. Over 4 under 3. Okay. So that's 2 yellow and the white. Okay. Just making sure I haven't lost my place yet again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. I will say that I will enjoy braiding with silk again. because it does feel so much nicer on my hands when I'm doing it. 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. There we go. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. Okay. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. There we go. And 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. One thing I have noticed is I haven't had a Tama jump to the floor in like the last hour and a half. So let me know that I'm past all those points, which is good to know. 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. And it looks like I'm getting past the point where the knots are causing a problem. So that's good. It's also letting me know I'm getting close to the end. Oops, yeah, one on top. That's the one that should be going. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. I think about an hour and a half or 2 hour stream, and I will be at the end of this braid. Okay. And 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. Yeah, this is probably, let's see, did I do with the tape measure? No. Anyway, that's about all I got left distance-wise. So I probably want to leave about that much fringe. So I've got a little ways to go, but probably, maybe another 2 to 3 hours of braiding, and I should reach the end. So we've hit the 3-hour mark. Does anybody need anything else? If not, I will probably go ahead and wrap this up and grab lunch, get some exercise in, see where I'm at. This gloves haven't arrived for me to pick out the poison ivy. I will probably go ahead and do the programming stream then. So anywhere between like the next maybe 2 and 4 hours, I'll probably pop on for about an hour to do a programming stream. May you folks have a wonderful day, and I will see you later. Happy braiding. Oh, just real quick, I'll show where the 3D print is. All right. Stay safe and happy braiding.